I've just finished listening to an interview by Aaron Abke. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. And he was interviewing Cal Washington, who is, um, I was just chatting to somebody and she was referring me to look him up and listen to some of what he had to share. He's become quite a leader, quite prominent in the common law / freedom movement. I think he's in the US or in Canada. And he was talking all about merchant law and about the system and the structure of it. And he made a statement where he said the whole system is about money. Everything that this, you know, elite merchant class, everything that they do and their entire system of operation is based around money. And then he said, so we need to deal with them on that level because that's the level that they're working at. And it just didn't sit with me. And this is not a comment at all on Cal Washington and his work or on Aaron Abke, anybody doing all of these amazing things and doing all of this research. But I've just had the same feeling for probably most of my life, ever since I was old enough to start really thinking about the world and the way it operates. And I just keep coming back to the same thought about this problem of money. And I just keep getting told that I'm wrong and that I just have money issues. And that's why I have a problem with the idea of money. But I guess I do have a problem with the idea of money in the sense that I feel like we don't need to work. I just feel like we don't need to actually work on that level. That it is possible for us to just begin sharing. And I keep having the same conversation. And maybe I am just wrong. Maybe I'm just wrong. Because, the response I usually get is that, it's just another form of exchange and it's just energy like anything else. But I don't feel like it is just energy like anything else. It's the more I've thought about money and what it actually is, it's a substitute for a personal energetic exchange. It's like, they say time is money. It's like we've all given over to this idea that instead of giving people time as a form of exchange, we'll give them money instead, because we just don't have time anymore to we just feel like it's so much easier to give somebody, to pay each other to do things than to just do things from a space of love. Now, I get that shifting fully into that situation, into that mode, might not feel practical to do it all at once, but I really feel like we could just start slowly, not all at once, but if we collectively started just trying to give what we could from our hearts, from a space of love, without expecting payment for our services. And if we all just did that a little bit, and then, because there is a higher spiritual law that if you give from a space of love, that the universe does pay you. Like that's actually the higher spiritual law. The law of monetary exchange is a lower law. It's a law based on fear. It's a law based on, I can't just do something for you for free because I might not get anything back. So I'm going to have to charge you because I can't trust that the universe is going to look after me. So the law of monetary exchange is a law based on fear. It is a lower law. So we don't have to meet these people who are living a lower law. When did that ever work? We want to get to this higher law. So we're gonna meet people who are, we're trying to raise people up from this lower law by living the lower law. When did that ever work? It doesn't make logical sense. the only way to raise people from a lower state is to be at a higher state. And, you know, it's that whole, you can't raise somebody up unless you're above where they are at. You know, you can't both be sitting in a pit, and you can't pull somebody out of a pit by being in the pit with them, right? You need to be above the pit to reach down and pull them out of the pit. So, you know, I actually think learning, like, I just so admire all these people who are learning all of this legal stuff, and, you know, it seems so smart, but it also seems so that heavy world, you know, and it's a heavy space, very, you know, so dense and legal and all words and stuff like that. Is pure truth, do you have to be like super high IQ intelligence or have an incredible memory or be really articulate to live a higher spiritual life? I don't think so. I think we are giving, I feel like we give our power away when we think that we can't raise ourselves up to a higher way of living without going through these complicated processes. I just think we need to start living it. I think it's as simple as that. I think we just need to start sharing and doing things for love. And I think eventually, because they have no control over that, they can't control that. They can't control people sharing for free. They can't tax it. They can't do anything. And I think that's how we free ourselves collectively, but even individually. Like, you don't need anybody else to be doing it, to just start sharing. And I don't even think it's wise to start, because I mean, yes, I have worked for years to unpack my own stuff around feeling like I had to give my energy. You know, there's like sort of victim mentality of like subservience. But feeling like I'm coming out the other end of that, my base instinct around it hasn't changed. It just means I feel more free to share on my terms, you know, when it feels comfortable. But I think that means, you know, we can just start there. Where do I feel comfortable sharing? Let me look for opportunities where I can give freely, and just work from there. I just, I look around and I see people more and more charging each other exorbitant fees for all kinds of services, and I'm talking about in the freedom movement as well. Especially in the healing world, you know, like people charging so much money to help, you know, give people who are desperate for healing. You know, I just feels like, you know, we're blaming these elite people for like ruining everything for everybody, but I just feel like everybody's buying into it. Everybody's trying to, you know, get ahead by charging each other more and more and more and more and more. I'm not saying everybody, not everybody, but I think that the people who aren't, they're the ones who are setting the standard for the new earth. You know, the people who are just giving from their hearts, not trying to overcharge, not trying to take advantage or operating from a space of fear, feeling like if they don't charge a huge amount of money, then they're not being able to keep up with everybody. Or, you know, do we need massive houses? Do we need 3 cars? Do we need, you know, like, how do we need these lavish lifestyles? I mean, you know, I don't know. I don't have all the answers, but I feel like the truth is actually really simple. And I think it's something that everybody can do, not just people in certain circumstances. So I just wanted to get that off my chest as a thought to throw out there. And yeah, maybe it's not the path for everybody. Maybe, I'm sure everybody's, you know, absolutely doing what they feel led to do. So this isn't me like criticizing or casting judgment. It's me just saying I don't think it's complicated. I think the weight of the path to freedom is a really simple path, and it's just this path that every genuine spiritual teacher forever taught. Love others and treat them as if they were yourself, and you would give freely to yourself, so you wouldn't charge yourself for services to self. So we're all actually one, and nobody's really controlling us. We all have inherent power to act and not to be acted upon.